Hey guys, this is your content introduction for Science 152 Zombies of New Mexico. Just so you guys know, you can always call me or text me. My phone number is 635-9992. And the classroom code, which you probably don't need, is right here. But in case you need to refresh it, it's right here. So this class is going to be about resources in New Mexico and how basically humans have shaped the resources in New Mexico in certain ways. So humans, of course, have a big impact on their surroundings. We do a lot of stuff, we build a lot of things, we make trash, we extract minerals, and those things have a big impact on the ecosystems that are around us. So if we think of ourselves as a resource zombie, we're just gobbling up all of these resources like water, throwing things away, being wasteful, just like a zombie without even thinking about it, then we are negatively impacting the environment. But there's good news because we have, as humans, as a race, we have the solutions to help ourselves deal with that. And that's what we're going to look at in this class. So if we look specifically at the standards down here, there's 3 standards for this class, which means there's 3 essential questions. Remember that you can open each one of these standard hyperlinks and you can see the details for that standard. It's mostly stuff that I pay attention to as a teacher, but it's not bad for you to look at these because if you can understand like how to do these things down here, then that means that you've mastered the standard. So for example, we have to, in this class, design a solution that involves reducing negative effects of human activities on the environment, specifically biodiversity that relies on scientific knowledge, and it has to be um, about solving some of these problems. Of course, there's more problems than that, but this is the list that they felt were important enough to put onto the standard itself. So you can always look at these standards and kind of see what what the specifics are if you want to. And then there's also this 3-colored thing that is in all of them, and you can basically ignore this stuff. This is for teachers, so you really don't have to look at this whole 2-page set of information to get your context. All right. The 3 essential questions are: how do human activities affect biodiversity? And we're going to talk about some specific types of biodiversity too. So, bio, of course, means life. Diversity means lots of different types. So, here we're looking at lots of different types. And we're going to talk about genetic diversity, which is the different types of genes that organisms can have, how many alleles or versions they can have. We're going to look at the different types of ecosystems. There's ecosystem biodiversity. Is there a lot of different places for organisms to fit, and that means that there's a lot of niches to fill. And then we're going to look at excuse me, the diversity of populations in an area. So how many different species can live in an area. And those are all really important to the health of an ecosystem. So that's why we're going to focus on that. Specifically, we're going to look at how can human activities be mitigated, or can we make them less worse on biodiversity. Then we're going to move on to the next standard, which is, again, we have to evaluate some claims about environmental conditions that are changing population level evolution. So how are humans actually changing the way that organisms are evolving? Because we're changing it because we're changing the environment, and that means that organisms as populations have to adapt to those changes. And then the last thing we have to do, there's that word mitigate again, is we have to look at how we can reduce our impact on ecosystem health. So that's what we're going to focus on. The big keywords are going to be biodiversity. Remember, that means a lot of different types of life, or it could be genes, or it could be even the ecosystems themselves. And remember to focus on those 3 essential questions that we just went over, the ones that are in these little boxes, because those are always going to be on the quiz for the introduction. All right, guys, I hope you have a great day. Please let me know if you have any questions.